I'm not happy about it. I haven't actually seen Nesta since that has actually happened, for me and him to really have a conversation to say, all right, what happened?
Usain Bolt finally spoke up about one of the hardest moments in his amazing career. He had to give back an Olympic gold medal. But it wasn't because of anything he did. It was because one of his teammates made a mistake. When Bolt shared his feelings, everyone was shocked. What he said showed not just how fast he is, but also how big his heart is. Long before he became famous, Usain Bolt was just a kid from a small town in Jamaica called Sherwood Content. He was tall, skinny, and full of energy. He loved playing soccer and cricket more than running. His teachers and coaches noticed he was super fast, but Bolt didn't take running seriously back then. As he grew, he got much taller and stronger. His long legs helped him take huge steps. When he was 15 years old, he amazed everyone by winning the 2002 World Junior Championships in Kingston. He became the youngest athlete to ever win that race. That moment made his country proud, and kids in Jamaica began dreaming they could be just like him. Even then, people started to believe they were witnessing the start of something truly special. His big breakthrough came in 2008 at the Beijing Olympics. That's when he became a worldwide star. In the 100-meter final, he ran 9.69 seconds and even slowed down to celebrate before finishing. A few days later, he broke another world record in the 200 meters, running it in 19.30 seconds. Then came the 4x100-meter relay. That relay was more than just a win. It was teamwork at its best. Bolt and his teammates Nesta Carter, Michael Frater, and Asafa Powell ran like a well-oiled machine. They finished the race in 37.10 seconds, a new world record. Jamaica celebrated like never before. It was one of those unforgettable moments in Olympic history. But nearly 10 years later, bad news hit. Bolt was told to return the gold medal from that relay. It wasn't because of anything he did. Nesta Carter's drug test from 2008 had been rechecked, and it showed he used a banned substance. Because of the rules, the whole team lost their medals. This meant Bolt no longer had a perfect record of winning 3 gold medals in 3 Olympic Games. Instead of 9 golds, he had 8. It was a painful loss. That one medal stood for more than just a win. It was about being perfect at the Olympics, something no one else had done. In 2025, Bolt finally talked about it. He said, "It was disappointing. Nesta came to me and apologized. But everybody makes mistakes. I've moved on." These words showed Bolt's true character. He didn't blame anyone. He stayed calm. He showed that losing something doesn't take away everything you've achieved. He also said, "I am disappointed based on losing a medal, but it won't take away from what I have done throughout my career." And he's right. Even without that one medal, Bolt is still the greatest sprinter of all time. He won Olympic golds in Beijing 2008, London 2012, and Rio 2016. He became a legend of the sport. He also won 11 gold medals in world championships, with 13 medals overall. He still holds the world records for the 100-meter in 9.58 seconds and 200-meter in 19.19 seconds, both set in 2009. No one has come close to beating them. These records stand as proof of his incredible talent and unmatched speed. But Bolt was more than just fast. He was fun to watch. His big smile, his famous lightning bolt pose, and his dancing made races exciting. He brought joy to the sport. In 2012, he proved his wins weren't luck. In 2016, at age 30, he became the first man to win the 100 meters at 3 straight Olympics. The relay medal meant a lot. It showed the strength of Jamaica's team. That 2008 race was special. Losing the medal felt like losing a piece of that story. It wasn't just about Bolt, it was about the pride of a nation and the spirit of teamwork. Fans still remember that race. The baton passes were perfect. The crowd was wild. Bolt's finish was unforgettable. That memory stays alive, even if the medal is gone. The images of that victory are still replayed on screens and in people's minds. But Bolt didn't let the loss define him. He used it to show how to stay strong in tough times. That made people respect him even more. He became a symbol of strength and humility. Since retiring in 2017, Bolt has stayed active. He started the Usain Bolt Foundation to help young athletes and support education. He also opened restaurants, got into music, and joined the esports world. He keeps busy, travels a lot, and shares good vibes everywhere he goes. His life after racing is just as full of energy as it was on the track. In 2025, he became an ambassador for Expo 2027 in Serbia. He's more than just a former sprinter now. He's a worldwide role model. His influence continues to grow beyond sports. Young sprinters still look up to him. American runner Noah Lyles says he wants to be like Bolt. Letsile Tebogo from Botswana calls him a hero. Teen star Erriyon Knighton studies Bolt's races to improve his own skills. These young athletes are carrying the torch Bolt lit years ago. Bolt's impact goes beyond the track. He showed confidence, fun, and how to shine under pressure. He always delivered when it mattered most. He inspired millions to chase their dreams no matter the odds. For years, Bolt stayed quiet about the lost medal, but silence can show strength. He knew talking wouldn't change anything, so he focused on helping others and building his future. His silence was a message in itself, a lesson in dignity. When he finally spoke, his words were powerful. He reminded everyone that being great isn't just about winning, it's about how you handle setbacks. True champions rise even when they fall. Many athletes have lost medals due to doping. Marion Jones gave hers back. Ben Johnson lost his medal days after winning it. But Bolt's case was different. He didn't cheat. He never tested positive. He was punished because of a teammate's mistake. That's why many people were upset. Should a clean athlete lose a medal because of someone else's actions? Should the rules be changed? It's a question that still doesn't have a clear answer. Bolt lost a medal, but he didn't lose what mattered most: his speed, his smile, his records, and his ability to inspire. His journey continues to motivate millions. His story is bigger than one race. He changed sprinting forever. He made people care about the sport. He showed how to be a champion and a good person. He proved that greatness is not only measured in gold. The question remains, should clean athletes suffer for a teammate's mistake? One thing is sure, Usain Bolt will always be remembered, not just as the fastest man alive, but as one of the greatest role models in sports history. His name, his story, and his legacy will never fade.
Oh boy. And the crowd reacting to that as well as they see it in stadium.
Noah Lyles looked right at Kenny Bednarek as he crossed the finish line on August 2nd. He thought he was just showing off after winning the race. But Bednarek didn't like it one bit and pushed Lyles in the back. What happened next made the U.S. Track Championships the biggest fight American sprinting has seen in years. The 200-meter final at Hayward Field in Eugene, Oregon was supposed to be just another race to qualify for the World Championships. Instead, it became a full-blown rivalry that has everyone talking about September's rematch in Tokyo. Going into this race, Kenny Bednarek was having the season of his life. The 26-year-old hadn't lost a single race in 2025. Just 3 days earlier, he'd run a personal best 9.79 seconds to win his first 100-meter national title. Meanwhile, Noah Lyles was still finding his rhythm after an injury in April kept him off the track until June. This was only his second 200-meter race of the entire season. The setup was perfect for drama. Bednarek had already run 5 races that week, grinding through every heat and semi-final. Lyles, as the defending world champion, only needed to run one 100-meter heat to secure his spot at Worlds. He was fresh, rested, and ready to make a statement. When the gun went off, Bednarek exploded from the blocks. The Olympic silver medalist built a commanding lead coming out of the turn, looking every bit like the undefeated sprinter he'd been all season. For most of the race, it seemed like Bednarek would finally get his revenge on the man who'd been dominating sprinting for years. But Noah Lyles doesn't become a 3-time world champion by accident. With 60 meters left, he found that extra gear that's made him famous. As Lyles later explained, he was thinking, as long as I can keep him in my pocket, then I can catch him on the straightaway. When they hit that 60-meter mark, Lyles knew he had it. Yeah, I'm coming, he thought. He ran out of energy. He ran out of momentum. Mine was just starting to hit. With 10 meters to go, they were dead even. But Lyles had one more move left. He passed Bednarek and crossed the line in 19.63 seconds, the fastest time in the world this year. The margin was just 0.04 of a second, but in sprinting, that might as well be a mile. Here's where things got interesting. Instead of celebrating normally, Lyles turned his head and stared directly at Bednarek for the final 5 meters of the race. This wasn't just a quick glance. This was what track experts call an optical taunt. Lyles kept staring even after they crossed the finish line, making sure Bednarek knew exactly who had won. In most sports, this might be normal trash talk, but track and field has always prided itself on respect and sportsmanship. Looking to the side while racing is already considered showboating because it can slow you down. What Lyles did was seen as taking it too far. Bednarek had seen enough. As they slowed down after the finish, he gave Lyles a two-handed shove right in the back. It wasn't violent, but it sent a clear message. Lyles spun around, arms spread wide, bouncing up and down like a boxer ready to fight. The two men faced off right there on the track with words flying back and forth. Even their post-race interview became part of the drama. As NBC reporter Lewis Johnson tried to interview Lyles, Bednarek stood nearby with his hands on his hips, staring daggers at the winner. The tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife. "I tell you what, if you got a problem, I expect a call," Bednarek said, interrupting the interview. Lyles shot back, "You know what? You're right. You're right. Let's talk after this." They eventually shook hands, but you could tell neither man was done with this conversation. Later, Bednarek didn't hold back when reporters asked what happened. "The summary is, don't do that to me," he said. "I don't do any of that stuff." It's not good character right there. At the end of the day, he won the race. I've got to give him props. He was the better man today. But Bednarek made it clear he took issue with Lyles' actions, not his words. What he said didn't matter, it's just what he did. Unsportsmanlike stuff, and I don't deal with that. It's a respect factor. The 26-year-old also pointed out what he saw as an unfair advantage. "He's fresh," Bednarek said. "Last time we lined it up, I beat him, that's all I can say. Next time we line up, I'm gonna win. That's all that matters." Lyles, meanwhile, stayed quiet about the incident. When reporters pressed him for details, he simply said, "On coach's orders, no comment." But he did make one thing clear about his future. If they ain't gonna beat me now, they ain't gonna beat me ever. The history between these two makes this rivalry even more intense. They've faced each other 18 times in major finals, with Lyles winning 14 of those battles. But Bednarek has gotten the better of Lyles when it mattered most. At the last two Olympics, Bednarek beat Lyles in the 200 meters, taking silver both times while Lyles struggled with mental health issues in Tokyo and COVID in Paris. There's also some personal history that neither athlete wants to discuss publicly. Bednarek mentioned some personal stuff we've got to handle, but wouldn't go into details. Whatever happened between them off the track has clearly spilled over into their racing. For track and field fans, this rivalry couldn't come at a better time. The sport has been searching for its next big storyline since Usain Bolt retired. Previous attempts to create drama between Lyles and other sprinters have fallen flat. A planned race against NFL star Tyreek Hill never happened. Rivalries with younger American sprinters like Erriyon Knighton haven't caught fire. But this feels different. This feels real. You can't fake the emotions we saw at Hayward Field. Both men genuinely want to beat each other, and they're not afraid to show it. The timing is perfect for their next showdown. The World Championships in Tokyo are set for September 19th, just over a month away. Both men will compete in the 100 and 200 meters, with Lyles defending his titles in both events. Bednarek, despite all his success, is still chasing his first major global championship. Before Tokyo, though, they'll face each other again next week at the Diamond League meet in Poland. That race will be our first glimpse of how this new dynamic plays out on the track. The most interesting part of this whole story might be what happened after the cameras stopped rolling. Despite all the drama and harsh words, Bednarek later revealed that he and Lyles had cleared the air with an hour-long conversation. "We both decided to discuss the situation after the event was done," Bednarek told CNN Sports. "We had about an hour-long conversation, and it was a really good, honest conversation. We both came to an agreement with things, and we're good now. But don't think this means the rivalry is over." Bednarek made it clear that their personal reconciliation won't change anything when they step on the track. Bednarek said, "When it comes to 100 and 200, that rivalry that me and Noah really have right there, it's real. And every single time we step on the track, you're going to expect some fireworks." For Bednarek, this might be his best chance yet to finally claim that elusive global title. His 2025 season has been nothing short of spectacular. He won all 6 races in the inaugural Grand Slam track series, earning Racer of the Year honors. His personal best in the 100 meters puts him among the world's elite. Most importantly, he says he's finally made the mental shift from wanting to win to truly believing he can win. For Lyles, this race proved he's still the man to beat despite his limited racing this season. His 19.63 was not just a world-leading time, but a statement that he's ready to defend his world titles. The 3-time world champion showed his legendary closing speed is as dangerous as ever. Faith Kipyegon's powerful message is breaking the internet, but it's not just about medals. What she said could change the way young girls everywhere look at their future. Faith Kipyegon, the undisputed queen of middle-distance running, is heading to the Tokyo World Championships with history in her sights. Already a double Olympic and world champion, Kipyegon is chasing a rare and ambitious goal: to defend both her 1,500 meters and 5,000 meters titles, a feat no athlete has ever repeated at the world level. But for Kipyegon, Tokyo is about more than medals. Speaking to reporters ahead of the championships, she explained her philosophy simply. It's a mindset, also about preparation and being patient. It's all about what you want to achieve for the next generation to look up to you. For her, every stride is a message not just to competitors, but to young girls everywhere who see her as proof that dreams are worth chasing. From the start of her career, Kipyegon made it evident that she was not chasing short-term victories. Her training philosophy has always been rooted in consistency, not just bursts of brilliance. She believes that the difference between being good and being great is the mindset one brings to the track every single day. She has often repeated that success is not built overnight, it's a result of mental focus layered over years of work. That perspective has carried her to the very top of world athletics. Her mindset is not about chasing perfection, but about managing challenges with patience. In interviews leading up to Tokyo, she said that it takes years to reach the point where results reflect the work. She explained that even when form isn't perfect, or when a race doesn't go her way, she keeps faith in the process. That patience has been one of her strongest weapons, separating her from competitors who may look for instant results. Preparation is another cornerstone of her success. Faith Kipyegon does not train with the short-term goal of a single championship. Her preparation spans cycles carefully designed to peak when it matters most. She has spoken about how every run, every gym session, every recovery plan is mapped out with discipline. This preparation is not glamorous, but it is relentless. It's what allows her to line up at the start line knowing that she has done everything possible to be ready. The results of that preparation have been historic. In 2023, she set the 1,500-meter world record with a time of 3 minutes 48.68 seconds, a performance that stunned the athletics world. Breaking a barrier that had stood for years was not just about physical ability. It was the culmination of patience, training, and mindset aligning at the perfect moment. It was a record that validated her philosophy, proving that discipline pays off. But Faith Kipyegon is not defined by records alone. At the Nike Breaking 4 event, she attempted to run a sub-4-minute mile, something no woman has ever done. She crossed the line in 4:06, falling short of the barrier. Yet what stood out was not the result, but her response. Instead of disappointment, she spoke about the courage to attempt it and how trying itself pushes the sport forward. Her message was that failure does not define champions' attempts. By daring to try, she created belief not only in herself, but also in other women who will attempt the same milestone in the future. Her story is also defined by resilience off the track. After giving birth to her daughter, many doubted whether she could return to her best. Yet she came back stronger, adding more medals and records to her name. She has spoken openly about that journey, emphasizing that motherhood is not the end of a career, but another chapter that requires balance and patience. For many women, especially young mothers, her example is powerful. She has shown that responsibilities and dreams can coexist. This comeback changed her relationship with running. She began to see competition as not just about herself, but about the message it carried. When young girls run up to her after races and tell her she inspires them, she takes that as seriously as a gold medal. She said it herself, knowing she has inspired others is absolutely amazing. For her, inspiration is as important as victory. What sets Faith apart is how she talks about limits. After her near miss at the Breaking 4 attempt, she explained that limits are only temporary. "We are not limited. If it's not me, it will be someone else," she said. That attitude transforms how fans see her. Instead of a superstar who wins everything, she becomes a pioneer, someone pushing barriers for others to break. In athletics, where records are constantly under threat, this mindset turns competition into collaboration across generations. She often reflects on her own beginnings. Growing up in Kenya, she ran barefoot in the fields before she had proper training gear. Those memories remind her of how far she has come and why she must remain an example. She wants young girls in villages, whether in Kenya or anywhere else, to see her story and believe they can reach world stages too. Running is her career, but her mission is larger: to leave a legacy that tells young athletes that their dreams are possible, no matter where they start. Her journey has also reshaped how women in athletics are viewed. She has said repeatedly that women don't have to limit themselves. Her records, her comeback, and her persistence prove that barriers can be broken, whether they are physical, social, or cultural. That message resonates beyond sport. It challenges traditions and stereotypes, especially in communities where young girls may not always be encouraged to chase ambitious dreams. The Tokyo World Championships are more than another competition for Kipyegon. For her, they are a platform to continue sending this message. She is not going to Tokyo simply as a favorite for medals. She is going with the purpose of inspiring the next generation.